Virtual Boys have been playing Nintendo since they were little. These 60 plus combined years of experience have made them experts in the field. Or at least they sure think so. Join them this week as they talk about something from the wonderful world of Nintendo. You're listening to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things by Nintensity. This podcast is done by four friends that talk about anything and everything Nintendo. Check out the website at nintensity.com and be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe and share the show with your friends. Oh, of course, enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things. This is episode 97. I'm your host, David. I am very Nintendo, accompanied with James.
I am very funky.
And Skylar.
Put your hands together.
It's time to funk.
It's time to funk as very Nintendo folks, you know? So this week we're going to be talking about some of the financial reports, the financial briefing itself that Nintendo released earlier this week, as well as some interesting Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze controversy. But before we do that, I just want to remind you to check out our Patreon page. These episodes are going up early as a reward for those that support us. We'll also talk a bit at the end about some of the more stuff that's coming to our patrons. We've been talking about it a little bit, so be sure to check that out at patreon.com/Nintensity. Of course, if you want to talk about this episode with us, you can also come to our Discord community at ninten.city/Discord. Let's crack some numbers. Ooh, that's a good one, James. Way to go. Nice catch. So let's talk about some of the financial reports in the financial briefing. The first big thing that came about from the whole meeting was that we have a new Nintendo president. A board member of both the Nintendo and Pokemon Company, Shuntaro Furukawa, will become Nintendo's next president. Let's all clap. Hooray!
Yes.
Yeah, he's a fairly young guy. I've heard the people say that he's about as old as Iwata was when Iwata became president. So we're getting
he's
a different.
Furukawa was 46, I believe. Iwata was 42 when he became president. So
well, that's still cool. Really young guy. He's probably he is the first Nintendo president that actually grew up with video games in some form instead of just creating them as an adult. So lots of cool things. We should expect some great stuff from him. It's sad to see the previous president go. He was in for a very small amount of time, but he brought us a Switch basically and kind of brought Nintendo back into the life. So I guess it's time for someone else to take the reins.
Kimishima was a transition president. So
exactly. This is from the beginning. Like he was going to be a short tenure kind of person. They were going to prepare someone to be the next president. I think they had Furukawa in mind from the beginning, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
it makes sense.
I think, yeah, right. And I think Kimishima was like, look, let me take the reins just for a bit, and you come up with your plan. Because Furukawa, he says, I have a plan. I have like a 5-year plan for Nintendo, and we're gonna have like these. We're going to have like a think tank going on where these 5 or so individuals are going to are going to make the decisions for that. I'll be the ultimate decider, but we're going to do things smarter here. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And, I'm glad that, for what Kimishima did, but it's time to put it into younger hands.
Right. And like you said, about him probably being picked first. He said in an interview that he spent the last 2 years working on that 5-year plan. Like he's been working on that for the last couple of years. So yeah, I think they told him you're going to be the next president quite a while ago. Along with him, Nintendo's appointed 2 new members to the board with Yoshiaki Koizumi and Takashi Tezuka. And James, you can murder me for the pronunciation of those names. I'm trying.
Yeah. But you're doing fine.
All right, thank you. They're replaying older managers that are retiring, and Koizumi has been apparently called the architect behind the Switch, and Tezuka's most well known for producing entries in the Mario series. So good to have some veterans on the team for this board. So that's like the big stuff from the financial reports as it comes down to hierarchy in Nintendo.
Yeah, one other thing I want to mention about that is the president of Nintendo of Europe. I can't remember his name. Whatever, but he, I feel bad. I should probably know his name, Shimada or something like that. Anyway, he is moving on. He's moving to a higher position in Nintendo as well, like a board member or something like that. So,
well, good for
there
him.
was just a lot of changes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, good for him. Nintendo of Europe has had some pretty awesome stuff going on over there, I feel. So, glad that he's moving up. Another thing to talk about, kind of briefly, I guess, is Nintendo made a huge point in their presentation to talk about how much better Bayonetta 2 and Kirby are doing compared to Bayonetta 2's previous release on the Wii U and Kirby's last game. They have managed to sell significantly better. It's almost 2 times the amount of comparative sell-through for Kirby Star Allies versus even Planet Robobot. We know that Planet Robobot was the better game, but Star Allies had a ton of momentum. I mean, I guess that just shows the power of the Switch.
Yeah, completely. I think a lot of people are pointing out how Star Allies was, selling amazing well, and that's great, especially for the only 1 month that it had been on shelves. But honestly, Bayonetta 2 selling as well as it did is great for the franchise because these games traditionally haven't sold tremendously well. I mean, particularly when it was on the Wii U with Bayonetta 2. I mean, obviously the install base wasn't that great, so you couldn't probably see a whole lot of sales from it. But with this, man, that's great. I don't think it's hit 1 million quite yet, but I hope it gets it. I mean, we all think that it deserves 1 million.
Oh, absolutely. The Switch version in the first 9 weeks sold almost 400,000 copies, according to their presentation, while the Wii U version in the first 9 weeks only managed to sell under 300,000. So it's a good percentage more. So
that's good. It's good to hear.
Yep. Way to go, Bayonetta. And this doesn't surprise me. I don't know if it surprises you guys, but Nintendo also expects to sell another 20 million consoles this fiscal year. Anything to say about that? Because it's pretty Nintendo for them to want to push out as many Switches as they can.
Well, if Smash comes out this year, that's probably going to happen. Smash and Pokemon, if it comes out within this next year, it's going to happen. So
yeah,
I agree.
I know a lot of people who will buy the Switch just for Pokemon. A lot of people, of course, they want to play Smash. So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, if Daisy is confirmed for Smash, oh my gosh. You know how many people are going to buy a Switch just for that? 10 people.
Yeah, no, 10 whole people.
I'm kidding. No, 10 whole peoples. No. I'm sorry.
Ooh, wow.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Wonderful.
But hey, like Skylar said, Smash Pokemon, that's just like a killer combo that, I don't know, it hasn't happened on the same system at the same time. So
the only time I can think of was 3DS. But
did Pokemon and Smash release
around the same year, right?
Oh, okay. Well, if it released the same year, that's the same thing then, huh? Well,
but I mean, it's the 3DS though, so it was already selling well before.
Yeah, it already
Smash
had a big install
hit it.
base.
So
yeah,
this is different, but it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out in November of 2014, and Smash Bros. For 3DS came out in September of 2014. So around the same launch window. But we also had the Smash Bros. For Wii U version that came out at the same time, and I think a lot of people went for that one. As for the Switch, it's like, well, you only have one version of the Smash Bros. Game. So if Pokemon does come out, yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. So good luck, Nintendo, with the 20 million consoles. I'm sure you can do it. Smash is a huge enough series. Here's something interesting about the presentation about Nintendo's future. They want to keep focusing on the 3DS through even the next year. They want to continue to push out more titles. They talked about, in particular, Let's see. Let me double check to pull this up. It was Luigi's Mansion. Where'd it go? I lost it. It was Luigi's Mansion, Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers, Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker,
Sushido.
WarioWare Gold, and Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So we have 6 new titles coming out to the 3DS, and Nintendo saying, hey, we're going to focus on the 3DS, or at least continue to support it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We knew since the May 8th or March 8th Direct that they were still going to support it into at least 2019.
Right.
But they seem just dead set on ensuring people that no, we're not done. Or not going to stop supporting it. And I think supporting it is different than making new games. Supporting probably means that we're still going to have online. We're still going to make new versions or you know, like special edition kind of stuff. And maybe they'll have new games. I don't know.
But they do say on this one slide, continue business of 3DS backed up by scale of market uptake and ample software lineup. So maybe they have quite a few titles in the works for the 3DS. I don't know.
Ample software alignment, doesn't that also include what they already have?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, and I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to expect like big games to come out of the 3DS anymore. Maybe one or two, maybe one a year. I know that's kind of sad for 3DS, but at the same time, I'm not going to say, oh, the 3DS should die or anything like that. I think I've gone from that point where I just want everything to go to the Switch, where now I'm just kind of like, okay, you can still keep going with the 3DS, whatever. Like, I understand that's still a moneymaker for you. If you feel so inclined, just fine. Because I don't think they're going to put any big titles on there.
I don't know, Skylar, do you have any thoughts on them continuing 3DS?
It's just like remakes, and the Sushido game kind of looks like an iPhone game, really.
It does.
So it looks fine. It's coming to Switch too, isn't it? Like it's going to both. So I feel like they're at this point where they're like 3DS and Switch, and if they really want to push it, they've done that with a few titles. So I can see them supporting the 3DS with like a minor version of whatever the Switch one is. If they feel like it. I just kind of wish they would have done the same thing with Luigi's Mansion, where it was like for Switch and 3DS.
Right.
They don't even got the nose physics in that game, and I'm upset about that.
Don't even talk. Grezzo, come on, Grezzo.
In the interview, they talked so long about those nose graphics. How long it took them to get that nose right on Luigi. I'm just like, dude. And then they take it out. They just dump it. They're like, 3DS can't handle the nose physics. Take it out.
Yeah. James, you mentioned that Grezzo was doing that port. We finally confirmed that, which just makes me wonder, what is Next Level Games working on?
I don't know, man.
Because they did Dark Moon, and we have no idea what they're doing now.
Now we have two companies. We got Retro and Next Level Games. Like, what the heck are you doing?
Next Level Games making a Punch-Out Switch. Here we go.
I hope so.
Let's do it.
Nintendo did renew their trademark like last year for Punch-Out, so I don't know.
Maybe they'll get the ARMS hype people into Punch-Out. That'd be great.
Oh my gosh.
I think that'd be cheating a little bit. Like, how is Little Mac supposed to stop them when they're like springing their arms around?
Everybody cheats and Punch-Out. I don't know what you're talking about. You got a freaking Indian guy over there teleporting. You got the Irish guy stuffing his gloves with horseshoes. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Mac's used to it.
Well, Mac's like, this circuit sucks. Now you're adding people with spring arms. All right, bring it on. Let's do this.
Dude, King Hippo's weight is literally unknown. He breaks every scale he gets on. Why am I in the same weight class as this dude?
For real. Well, you can punch his belly button and he is done, but whatever.
He falls down and can't get back up again.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy is like he telegraphed his weak spot with like an X bandage, you know? It's like you didn't have to make it white. You could have gotten like a skin color bandage or something to hold all that in, or you could have made it like a plus sign instead of an X. I mean, either way, he's telegraphing his weak spot. And
the special mode is funny because he puts a manhole cover over his stomach.
Oh my word.
And you have to punch the tape off before you can even damage him.
That's crazy.
Okay. Just a slight small tangent. There's this anime this season called Megalobox. You guys need to watch it. It is
Megalobox? Oh.
Megalobox. If you like boxing, well, I mean, if you like Punch Out, this is like Punch Out except kind of Daft Punk futuristic and but more serious.
It's like Punch Out in space.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like, oh gosh, it's kind of a. I don't know. It's okay. I just really recommend it. So far, it's been really enjoyable to watch.
All right. Anyway. So if Punch Out was an anime with robot arms, this is it.
Yes. Yes, I say so. Without the stereotypes, there isn't a whole lot of stereotype comedic stuff.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
But that's what makes Punch Out fun.
I
know. Well, I hope they are making a Punch Out for Switch. It'd be great to have another one of those. We haven't had a Punch Out game since the Wii. And Little Mac is in Smash now, so it's like, come on, Nintendo, let's do this. Moving along in Nintendo's presentation, they switched over to their smart device business. They were talking about Pocket Camp quite a bit, and were very proud that about, I think, 80% or so of the users playing the game are female, which is kind of cool. You don't really hear a whole lot about the female gamers in a lot of these demographics, and it's good to see that Animal Crossing has really reached and spoken to them.
They know what they've done. They knew who they were targeting. They were like, exactly. Yeah, we expected this.
Yeah.
As we foretold.
It's like, right. Animal Crossing is girl games.
They're going to continue with television commercials in Japan, apparently, and they want to make the game more fun for consumers and consider how the title contributes to revenue. But I uninstalled it the other day because I haven't opened the app in a month or so, and I just I don't really care too much for it.
Yeah, so. I uninstalled the app the same day. Like, I started it, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I just uninstalled it. To me, it just feels like all the boring parts of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, grinding things out and not making relationships with the villagers and not collecting a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, they moved on to Super Mario Run downloads. It's apparently continuing to grow, even though the title was released over a year ago. It actually has a base of approximately 20 million monthly active users, which is pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah. Wow. They consider it one of their evergreen titles for the smart devices, and they're hoping to keep expanding at least a little bit of the game and to make sure that the people that have access to the game are enjoying it. So,
okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Is Super Mario Run a mainline title?
I mean, I don't know. I'd say maybe yes. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Skylar, you're our resident Mario expert. What do you say?
I don't know, man. I just lump it in with the other new Super Mario Brothers games by this point. Maybe. I don't know. As far as Nintendo, that's hard.
Well, so you see, if you go on Nintendo's website, they have it under the Super Mario series, like they have with all the other Super Mario Brothers games. But they also have Super Mario Maker up there too. So it begs the question: are they even like separating the spin-off games, or are they just all main titles? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't call Fire Emblem Heroes a main title game.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't call Animal Crossing and Pocket Camp a main title game either.
So I guess by that logic, Mario wouldn't be either.
Right, but I was having discussion of a fan who watched the Daisy versus Waluigi video, and they said no, Super Mario Run is considered by Nintendo to be a mainline game. So, and that's their opinion. That's fine, and they did bring a good point. I don't know. Maybe it's just my mindset with apps. Like, I just don't find app games to be mainline titles, but maybe that's what's the word, oppressive or judgmental of me.
Well, the thing is, like, Mario Run was never supposed to be like a full, $60 Mario experience, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I consider mainline titles to be on Nintendo consoles.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I would justify
in a way,
it.
the app is kind of more just product advertisement or like brand recognition than.
Brand a snippet of what you can expect.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo's like, here, you can play a little bit of this on your phone, but come buy the real game or like the whole game, on the console.
I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter, obviously, but I don't know. I'm more of those mindset that it is a snippet, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, George says it's a good game, but I mean, it's well made and it's well done. That's not the problem. It's just, it's I don't know. It's not on a Nintendo console, and it's not a $60 experience. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo is seeing some growth with Super Mario Run, which is good for them. So. Then they talked about Fire Emblem Heroes and how the net sales and stuff for that game just continues to grow.
It's killing it, yeah.
Yeah. It became available in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, Thailand, Singapore in November. And the game's been out for a year now, since February, and it just keeps growing. Just keeps going. The sales have continued to grow without slowing, like at all. The Fire Emblem series is probably the most popular within Japan, but the share of the overseas sales inside the game is growing, and it's become more than Japan itself, which is great for the game. So, Fire Emblem Heroes is doing great. Hopefully that means they'll actually give us information about Fire Emblem Switch.
Yeah, no, I wonder how many people who haven't played Fire Emblem before are gonna pick up a Fire Emblem Switch now. Like, I wonder if that's going to affect sales at all. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens.
I think the combination of having the app in combination of having it on the Switch, the new hotness, is going to do wonders for the series. So,
oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. we thought Awakening was huge, man.
I think this one's going to be bigger.
This could be big. I'm excited
if they do it right.
Oh, please.
it should
oh my
be bigger.
Gosh, please.
So,
okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Fire Emblem Switch is going to be big. Then they moved on to talking about some of the plans that they have for the future for their smart device business. They're going to partner with another company called Cygames to create a new game called Dragalia Lost, which is an all-new IP, an all-new gaming application that will be under Nintendo's umbrella of IP. It's going to launch in the summer of 2018 in North America, Europe, and Japan. The game was designed by Cygames and co-developed with Nintendo themselves, and they'll jointly operate the game. That's all the information I've got here on their actual slide, but there is a line here that says, hey, check out the website for more information. Do you guys know anything else about the game? While I'm looking this up?
I don't have a clue.
It is a JRPG. I think it kind of acts like I'm not entirely sure if it's turn-based. I think it's more of maybe it is turn-based. Well, I feel it's kind of a mix between Xenoblade and Final Fantasy kind of a thing.
It's like a Chrono Trigger style or what?
I don't know if maybe it's Chrono Trigger style. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they showed any gameplay. Maybe they did. Maybe there was a video.
Yeah, there is a trailer. Whoops. I don't want that to play loud.
But the thing about the people who made this game, they're the same people who did, I believe, the Grand Blue something or other, and those mobile titles are huge in Japan right now. They're probably I think they're the best selling titles right now. If it's not Fate's Order related or something like that, Grand Blue is like killing it in sales wise.
Well, yeah, it's so big that they made an anime for it.
Yeah, so it's almost no surprise that Nintendo would want to work with these guys. Now, now I bring up the whole main title thing again. Since this is a new IP, a new game, like, I don't know, like, maybe we should be looking at app games as actual I don't know. I'm trying to understand how to take these games. Are these just mini things that is this just shovelware, or are these actual real experience? I guess it just depends on you as a person. Why am I so thinking about this so philosophically? I don't know. I shouldn't be this conflicted.
Right.
Shovelware might be a little harsh, but I mean, it's not Sonic of the Olympic Games or nothing. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting. It's very dragon heavy based. Lots of dragons in the trailer that I just kind of skimmed through a little bit. Very cutesy, very chibi, because I mean it's a small screen. They can't really do full character models
it's chibi
on a smartphone. But yeah, I hope it does well. I saw someone on Twitter that was like, do you think Nintendo should have marketed this as a Fire Emblem game or a Xenoblade game? And I was like, heck no. It's different. It's super different. Like, just let them have a new IP, even if it means that they don't have the marketing of one of their bigger titles. It's still a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if it was just called Xenoblade Dragalia Lost? Like, I don't know. That'd just be weird, in my opinion. Or Dragalia Lost Fire Emblem. Anyway, I don't know. It's a new IP.
Like, I'm glad they're willing to make it a new IP. Like,
yeah,
that's good. I don't think they should try to force a series on it.
No,
you know.
Yeah. And then of course Nintendo reiterated that Mario Kart Tour is still planned for this fiscal year, sometime between now and March of 2019. We still don't have a whole lot of information on that, but they said, "Hey, keep it up. Just wait. Just wait." All right. Thanks, Nintendo. We love you too. So they also had to be sure to remind us that Smash Bros. Is a huge focus at E3 this year. We kind of knew that from their E3 plans. Did they say that it's going to, like, the booth and stuff is going to be themed around Smash Brothers, like it was around Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild in years past? I didn't catch that.
They the way they worded Super Mario Odyssey was their E3 would be themed around Odyssey. So I don't think they mentioned anything about the booth or anything. So I think we just all assumed that, and I think that's the same here with Smash Bros. I don't know, Skylar, do you know anything?
I have no idea. But I mean, it would be cool to see a Smash booth. It would be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's right for us to assume that's what's going to be the theme. If we could quickly look to see past Nintendo E3 announcements to see, but
a couple of years ago it was just Zelda, and then Mario Odyssey was their big title for Christmas this past year. So,
well, some of these rumors that I'm seeing around here is that the booth is actually like themed after Smash Bros. And some people are saying it's also themed around Pokemon, but I don't know about that one.
No, I don't know about that one.
There might be a Pikachu in the Smash booth.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't doubt that, because Pikachu is in Smash. But I think the booth would be Nintendo, or it will be Nintendo themed. No, I think it will be Smash Bros themed, because I think that's how they announced it the previous year. Like, Mario Odyssey would be our focus, but they didn't go out and say our booth will have Odyssey stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have the Invitational to look forward to, as well as the Splatoon 2 World Championship tournaments. Those will be really fun to watch, I think. Yeah, just it'll be a cool year.
Smash Brothers Invitationals are always so funny to watch.
Yeah, because no one knows how to play them.
Nobody knows how to play them yet. It's great.
They'll probably pick like the top tier characters or something. Like someone will pull out a Diddy, someone will pull out a Sheik, someone will pull out Zero Suit Samus, and then the characters will be completely different than what they're used to, and they'll just be like, "What is this game?"
And then King Dedede wins.
What?
Yeah, King Dedede's top tier. Like what?
King Dedede triple S rank.
Yeah. We're done with the scourge of Meta Knight. It's time for Dedede to reign
for real.
Yep. I'm so excited for Smash Bros, guys. It's going to be good, and this E3 is going to be great. So, All right, well, let's move on to our next topic today, which is some tropical-free controversy. Tropical-free.
It was
it's
at
not
one
free.
point.
It's Donkey Kong Country. It was at one point, yeah. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, or Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. That's such a long title. Anyway, there's some controversy that has been floating around this week about the game. There was some sort of kerfuffle where somebody noticed that it was missing from the eShop somewhere. I think it was from Nintendo.com that you couldn't buy it.
I think it was just an eShop in general.
Okay.
Well, at least American eShop.
Like you can't buy it. And you can't buy it new on Best Buy or GameStop. It's been kind of fluctuating in and out of existence. And so a lot of people are saying it's a conspiracy for Nintendo to lock down the game so that people are forced to buy the $20 or the $60 version instead of the $20 version that was released on the Wii U. I don't think it's a big deal personally. They're adding a lot of new stuff to the game, and it makes sense to me that Nintendo is kind of like, well, it's coming out on Switch. Why are you going to buy it on the Wii U? Like, this version's better. It's on our new console.
Who owns a Wii U?
Anyway. They all got burned, right?
Sadly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, don't disrespect your consoles, people. No. It brings a fair point. Honestly, I find it hard to believe people say it's like anti-customer or it's sleazy or sketchy or whatever the adverb they're using or adjective. It's, to me, I find it almost like it helps the customer, because what if they're confused and they end up buying like a Wii U version when they wanted I know that's kind of silly, and they bought the Nintendo version. I don't know, like, and sure, like Nintendo could be saying like, we don't want people to buy the cheaper version. Like, okay, maybe that's it. But there's other ways to buy this game. You can buy it used. I'm pretty sure you can still buy it physical new. Like that's the first time I've heard that you couldn't buy it off of Best Buy or GameStop new. I didn't know about that. And I don't know how true that is. Maybe we can look it up right now. Maybe. Yeah. I honestly just want to, what's the big deal? I understand having options is important, but again, you can still buy the game for cheaper too. You can even buy it cheaper than $20. Right. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And like Skylar said, if you probably don't even own a Wii U. Maybe you do, but that's probably one of the few games you bought already. You know, it just boggles. I think people just get upset because they feel like they should, like it's for show, but not because they really care. You know, oh my gosh, I am such a savvy internet person that I need to show my rage about this. Like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I saw the news and I'm like, so what? Like, just buy it on the Switch or buy a used disc. Like, there's really no reason for you to be getting upset over this. Just because it's not on the digital eShop or anything anymore doesn't mean that you can't play it still.
I buy only digital.
If Nintendo is doing it.
Well, you don't have space for only digital on the Wii U.
Yeah, you don't. You have to get an external hard drive for that, baby.
I have space now. Lots of space. Because I bought one. It's either too much or too little.
But if Nintendo is doing it to be like, hey, you should buy the Switch version, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. It really does. But I don't think that they're doing it to be mean to people. It's just like, all right, get the Switch version. It's probably better anyway. Even like all these reviewers are saying it looks better on the Switch now. They cleaned up a bunch of stuff. They added some more stuff, and you get to play as freaking Funky Kong. Like, heck yes.
More characters is better.
I just it kind of just makes me upset that people would freak out like this. Like, and the fact that the rumor is that it had been taken off the Wii U eShop like for months or something like that, and people are just now finding out. I'm not sure if that's credible or not, but that's what I've heard recently. And see, if people really cared, that the uproar would have happened the minute it was taken down.
Right.
But that may not even be the case. So I just don't think people really care.
Yeah, I don't understand it. at all.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't know because I already have the game on the digital store, so I wasn't bothered by it. You can delist it if you want. You have several other ways to get a hold of it. So what's the problem?
Right.
I mean, it's not like my rant a few weeks ago about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, where it's literally only on the digital store and you can't get it physically, and you delist it indefinitely, essentially. It's different. You have ways to play Tropical Freeze if you really want to.
Yeah, like that Scott Pilgrim versus the World thing. That's a whole that's a different issue, and then people have the right to be upset about that because you can't get it.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's a good game too. Is the thing,
right? So, but with this one, like you said, you already bought the game, so like if people wanted it, they would have already bought it. It's been out for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Game's been out forever. It's like, if you were going to buy it, you would have already grabbed it. Like, there's no sense in being upset about it.
I've been saving up my money. Really? For 4 years?
For $20.
And only $20 on a digital release?
Don't lie to me. Gosh. Anyway, and I don't mean to belittle your feelings.
They're just getting rid of our options.
Yeah, more options. Options. Oh, gosh. I like options sometimes, but I think some people take a little too far. But I don't mean to belittle your people's feelings on this. It's just, can we just calm down, think about it, and then talk. But anyway,
whatever. Tropical Freeze launches tomorrow as of this recording, so it'll already be out by the time the podcast is up. I think I'm gonna grab it. I mean, it's Donkey Kong, and apparently, a lot of people say it's one of the best platformers they've ever played, like when they've sat through the whole thing. So I'm excited to get it and actually play through quite a bit of it. So yeah, be sure you grab it if you're interested.
I'm giving it another shot. I wasn't too big a fan the first time. But water stages. That's all I have to say. They added water levels. And at first I thought when they said it was Tropical Freeze that every level was going to be an ice level. I was like, oh, heck no. Bad idea. Bad touch. Bad touch retro. But no, apparently a lot of people really enjoy it. And I don't know. I just kind of want to play as Funky Kong. That's all I want. He's the best. So
indeed.
Maybe one of these days we'll get a K roll again or something. That'd be nice. Secret bonus character, King K roll.
Ooh.
I mean, if Retro's working on the third one, because some people like to think that this is going to be a trilogy of games or that it has to be a trilogy, it's like maybe they'll put K. Rool in as the final boss for the trilogy and they'll reveal that he's the one that's been sending all of these enemies against Donkey Kong or something. I don't know. They'll wrap up the story. All right, so that's our discussion on the Nintendo fiscal or financial reports for this fiscal year, as well as some of these Tropical Freeze controversy and issues. So now we'll move on to what we've been playing the past 2 weeks. I have to say up front that I've been busy the last 2 weeks. I graduated last week with my degree in physics, and so I was busy with all of the graduation stuff. That's why we didn't have an episode last week. And I haven't been playing a whole lot of video games. I've been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the side. I went and got the new Poppy Buster Blade, which is freaking awesome. Like, it was such a good side quest too. I don't know if you guys have done that yet.
I haven't completed the side quest yet. Nope. I have been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 though, but
there are lots of like good little references. But anyway, lots of good stuff. I'm missing a total of 3 blades, and a lot of them are almost fully maxed out. I've completed most of their quests and a lot of their Affinity side quests, so I can play through New Game Plus without having to worry about any of this stuff and just kind of enjoy blasting through the game. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is still really fun. The new update kind of fixed some bugs and added in a couple new blades, one of which you can only get in New Game Plus. But it's excellent. I still absolutely love the game. So that's what I've been up to. And again, I'm sorry that we didn't have an episode last week because of my graduation. I couldn't do anything. So anyway, James, what have you been up to?
Well, so I finally finished last week I finally finished all of Radiant Historia, so that was amazing. Oh gosh, great.
Oh, congratulations.
Great experience. I guess I will say that they added like a lot of new content for the perfect chronology. Like there's a whole like new ending kind of a thing that, and things they added on, and maybe it dragged on a little bit. However, I could see you can play it one of two ways. You can either play it how it was originally made and then do all the new stuff after you've beaten the game and then rebeat the game, or you can play the game with all the new stuff in it. So you're basically doing everything at once. So I personally really enjoyed experiencing how the game was at the very when it first came out. So that was great. And then going back and seeing how what their new interpretation of everything was quite fascinating. I think it just depends on what you want. Do you want to see how it was before, or do you want to see what it is now? So I guess you just kind of have to make that choice when you start playing the game. But the ending is great. It's thought provoking, and I really like it. Yeah, you guys really should play it. I highly recommend.
Cool. Planning on it.
Awesome. And then Labo, that has been a 2-week project in and of itself, because why I didn't have finals or graduation, I was trying to pump out this video, and so I didn't have a whole lot of time to build Labo. But so 2 of my Saturdays were just basically Labo, and because it takes like what, 80 hours or something like that. No, not 80 hours. Excuse me. Maybe. Wait.
Whoa, that's a long time to be building something, James.
Some intense.
Stop laughing at me. I think it was like 150 minutes or something like that. I think that's the. Or maybe it was more. I can't remember. But either way, it took a long time. Yeah, it's a long process, but so the building was fun. The building was like, it kind of like was a kind of a relaxing time. It made sure like it was, if you're not creatively inclined or whatever, it maybe won't be that fun of a time, but it was still like a good time putting things together. But then playing the actual game is just kind of, it feels like shovelware. It feels like you're playing mini games and we play, and I mean, you do have like the sensation of acting as the robot, and that's fun for a little bit. Like I felt like I was playing Wii Boxing, and I love Wii Boxing as a kid. But that same kind of enjoyment just isn't there anymore. Maybe it's just the appeal isn't there. It was fun building the Labo, but actually playing the Labo is just kind of, the fun isn't there. So maybe if I was a younger kid, I would have found this great, but for me now, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's not quite there, and I'm not nearly talented or creative enough to mess with the toolbox or whatever the garage, toy garage. I cannot do that. There's amazing things that people are doing with music and all sorts of other things, but that is, I am obviously not one of them. But anyway, do I recommend it? If you haven't bought it already, don't bother unless you really want to build things.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And then finally, Kamiko, I finally picked that up, and I really enjoy it. I think they have something really good here. The price is perfect. It has replayability. Honestly, like, yeah, I mean, I would really want these guys to expand upon it and make a $20 version of this game. I mean, maybe make a sequel. I think they could really do a lot of good work, but I mean, obviously they had to put more assets and more time into the game, but I still had a good time. It was still enjoyable. I like what they did. Yeah,
I think it's fun. I mean, it's perfect for the price point. I would like to see a bigger one when I played it forever ago, like a year ago when it launched.
Yeah, I know.
Console.
It took me a while to get to it.
I mean, it's a good little game though. Yeah, I liked Kamiko.
What have you been up to,
So
Skylar?
I reviewed this game called Streets of Red, Devil's Dare Deluxe, which is a beat 'em up game, but it's so meme heavy. It's so great. Like all of the characters you play as. So like basically the story is a bunch of zombies are attacking a PAX East video game conference. And they're just like slaughtering people. But then like this select group of cosplayers get selected by this fairy named Ivan. Note it's Navi backwards, in case anyone wants to know. And the fairy's just a red Navi, essentially. And gives you superpowers to go fight the undead. So these people who are cosplaying then turn into the people that they were cosplaying, which like the one guy that I really like, he turns into a essentially Shovel Knight character, but and has a lot of moves from Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins on the NES.
Sounds like a boss.
He's so great. Like he's just he has combos for days. He kills everything so fast. But there's a Magitech lady from Final Fantasy 3/6, depending on where you're from. There's a Legend of Zelda. There's a Link character, plays just like Link. There's essentially one that plays like Ryu and Contra, and then the other guy plays like he also plays like a Contra character as well. Tons of references to indie games and other games, like Commander video moves in there. Action 52 Cheetah Man reference from the NES is in there. Binding of Isaac, like like a whole boss from Binding of Isaac is in there. The Battletoads one of the Battletoads bosses is in there. It's crazy how many references they threw in. But yeah, standard beat 'em up game. Love it. Building combos is great. I really love the characters. I kind of wish there was more content, but it's $8.99 on the Switch, which is really low price point, and I think it's a fantastic game for that price. $8.99 is great. It's a great deal. If you
so the content is good for the price.
Oh, absolutely.
However, you just loved the game so much you wish there was more.
I wanted more of it. Yes,
wanted more.
It was a really cool game. It's a really good game. So if you're a gamer, and especially like if you love old school games, you'll understand a lot of the references they pull in the game. It's great. It's a game for gamers. I'll just say that. But it is like a when you die game, but I've never gamed over. So
okay.
And I'm just playing on the normal difficulty of the game, but I played it multiplayer, played it single player. It's good both ways.
That's good.
It balances it out. It is, however, more fun to play with other people and stuff just because you have the co-op aspect of it. But it's not a bad game to play single player. So.
Is there a Samus like character by chance?
There's a Metroid boss.
Oh, that's cool.
So, while there's not a character that plays like Samus, there's an homage.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah. All the big series are in there. There's a whole Metal Gear designed level.
Cool.
It's really cool. They call it Moses Island instead of Shadow Moses, which is like, wow, guys, you're really stepping
not
on
keeping
eggshells.
that one secret.
No, you're really pushing it. But and a lot of the characters, like the Ryu guy yells Shinku Fireball instead of Hadouken, which is funny. He does it's the Commander Video kick, and he yells at the guy. He calls it the Gaijin kick, which if you know Commander Video and Bit Trip Runner, the company's name Gaijin Games. So just little references and nods like that. One guy yells out, "My body's ready," when you select him. But it's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
That's cool. Sounds like fun. I had a good time. I enjoyed reading your review. So
yes, Lonkin from Pennsylvania's cool natural habitat.
Well, great. I guess that'll do it for us this week, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Virtual Voice Podcast. I'd like to personally thank you for listening, because your support means a ton to us.
I'd like to give you a shout out to. I like to shout out to Skylar, our co-host, for composing our intro music and our outro music. He's a talented dude. You can check out his SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/skytar with a 5. I recommend recently he's been doing some music for his D&D campaign. One of which he did a song for his character. It's actually kind of I really like it. It's like fire, you know. Like
it's 90s shout vocals. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd also like to shout out to our patrons, Chris, Chase, and Ratmvp. Your support means a ton to us. It helps keep the show alive. And if you, our listener, want to help support the show, head over to patreon.com/Nintensity. We're going to be doing a bonus episode for the podcast each month. Now that my graduation is over, we can actually move into these bonus episodes. These are just for our patrons. So if you want to access those as well as get early access to our YouTube videos, head over to patreon.com/Nintensity now.
I'd like to invite you to join our Discord community. We're trying to set up a fun place for people to visit and hang out. Head to nintendo.city/Discord to join us today. If you support us on Patreon, you also get access to some special chats on our Discord. We've been talking a lot about how many digital games we've been getting this past week. It was like, dude, I got like 16 physical and 90 digital. And then guy's like, dude, you don't even want to know how many I have.
How many?
I'm like, dude, 90's a lot. I don't even think I'd feel inclined to purchase that many at this point. But holy crap. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, so we have experienced people on our server.
Indeed. So they can tell you all about the good games and the bad games, besides just us, I suppose. But also, don't forget to check out our YouTube page. We have some great content on there. We recently had a Daisy versus Waluigi video just released. You know, who deserves to be in Smash? It's clear that there's only one answer, and what the answer is, you'll have to watch the video to find out. If you like what you see, give us a little subscribe.
And again, thank you for tuning into the Virtual Boys podcast this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and rate us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review if you like what you hear. We'd also like to remind you to check out our website at nintensity.com, where you can find news, show notes, and much more. This week's show notes are available at ninten.city/EP97. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye, you good people.